Good evening, everyone. So, continuing the series of podcasts which Vatel India started, we have with us today Mr. Kulmohan Singh. He is head of placements and he also takes care of international internship. Sir, here we are here to discuss about international internships, the importance of it, and how it is going to add value to the students. So, I would just like to, if you can enlighten us with the information.
Okay. But in fact, first of all, I must thank you for inviting me to the studio to talk about international internships. Madam, international internships have become very popular over the last, I should say, a decade or so. International internships are possible in hospitality trade because every hotel more or less functions the same way everywhere in the world. Every hotel strives for total guest satisfaction. Every hotel strives for the smiles on the face of the guests.
Yes.
And therefore everybody functions the same way. So the adaptability of Indian students to work and to learn in these hotels is very, very easy and very, very clear. So many countries have started sending their students abroad to other countries, and many countries, in fact, in return have started asking for Indian students to go over there and to work with them.
Exactly.
So it's become popular over the last 10 years or so. Secondly, a student sees a lot of value in it. I'll tell you why it adds value to the learning of the student that he gains here. You see, learning is the same everywhere, more or less. But when you go and learn the same thing in a different atmosphere, working with different people, you adapt yourself to new culture of working, new ways of working. You are exposed to new type of clients, different looking restaurants and different looking hotels, different looking kitchens, new equipment.
Exactly.
So it gives a lot of confidence when you get to learn about, when you get to easily talk about, let's say, the types of cuisine, their preferences, and various other things. So this is something which he cannot gain sitting in India.
Yes.
It's possible only for a student to go abroad and learn everything. You see, you cannot learn anything unless you do it with your own hands. So internships are only do it with your own hand. It's hands-on internship. So our students get to learn a lot, and when they appear later on for the placement interviews and when they know about all these things, this is something which is appreciated by the recruiting companies, and they appreciate that a lot. Hospitality is all about international exposure. The more you know about the world, the better you are as a hotelier. So not only does it give you a better understanding of hoteling as such, it also makes you a very fine hotel management professional, and the whole world is there for you to work in. A hotelier can work anywhere in the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. I
that's
totally agree with it.
So that is why more and more students are opting for it.
Yes, and also I think it gives a lot of confidence, and also
Yeah.
in the way they handle the world
Correct.
or the industry. So exactly, sir. I have one more question for you. Do this internship require any special kind of criteria which the student has to surpass, or they have to?
Yeah.
So do they?
Now almost every student wants to go abroad because everyone understands the value of these internships. But what we do is we try and make the students earn the internship. Internship is not something which is a given, it's given on a platter or something. Everybody has to work hard.
Yes.
Okay. The first criterion that we look for in every student is his or her communication abilities. When you go abroad, we do not expect you to be fluent in let's say French or German or whatever, but definitely English, which is generally understood by clients who are traveling into the hotels from all over the world. So English speaking is definitely one. So that's one criteria that he has to pass. Another criterion that he has to pass is that his assessment as to how he is done in his internal examinations, internal assessment, how well has been his attendance, and what his general attitude towards discipline, towards grooming, and towards looking after himself. Because we want to send actually presentable students, pleasing personalities, because they also want to make an example, create an example, because we earn a good name in fact. And another thing which we like the most is that this internal competition about who is going to get internship and where is also increasing the competition, the sense of competition among students. And this is what is increasing the level of our studies as well. And the students are more disciplined, students are more concerned about what they're studying here, and it is automatically affecting the level of our school's reputation.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
So I think these criterions are important for the students,
Very
and most of them understand it also,
Yeah.
that they have to from the
They
beginning
work
of
very
the
hard
course.
for it. Of
Yes.
course, they work very hard.
Exactly. Sir, we have discussed about the little bit of process and also a little bit to know about what international internship. Which countries are we in Vatel, India, are offering to the students that you can do your internship from? Which countries? They do have an option or...
Good. Now, as far as Vatel India is concerned, the best partner we have is obviously Vatel itself.
Yes.
So, Vatel in south of France, a place called Nîmes, they organize 6 to 10 weeks summer training. You see, during summers, their institute shuts down. Students are away, and the adjacent hotel is run by students only, primarily. So they want students to come from all over. So from different Vatel schools, the students get together and they work together, and that is when they interact, they network with each other, and then they stay in a hostel which is attached to the institute attached to the hotel. So everything is just one place. That's a first preference. So Vatel is France is one. Secondly is the UAE. UAE, as you know, in fact, is coming with brand new, so many hotels, very stylish and very swanky hotels. So our students want to go and learn there. And these hotels are also offering very good internship conditions. They're giving them good accommodation, full meals, and they also get very good stipend. So UAE is one. Third partner country, I should say, has been Mauritius. Mauritius is a very easy country for Indian students to go there because I should say Mauritius is like mini India.
Yeah, exactly.
Many people understand Hindi over there, and in fact, if you go talk to a Mauritian, you'll think that you're talking to an Indian only, because they look also the same more or less. So their working in hotels is quite good. People are very, very open and very receptive about Indians as such. So they receive them very well. Working conditions are not very difficult. Mostly all the hotels are tourist business oriented hotels, so it's easy functioning in these hotels. Although there are many international conferences which are also held over there, but then our students participate in them, they get to learn a lot. One more thing which is very good about Mauritius is that we have Vatel school over in Mauritius as well. So they do help us a lot in case our students need anything special, and then they go and visit this Mauritian school also. So another in the Southeast Asia, I should say, we have Thailand. In fact, had the situation not been of COVID, in fact, recently, we would have been able to send a lot of our students to Thailand as well.
Okay.
So I really wish, and this COVID situation gets over, we will send our students to Australia, to New Zealand. And recently, in fact, I forgot to tell you, we've tied up with American hotels also for 6 months internships, and that is very lucrative because student gets back almost double of whatever he or she spends, and everyone wants to go to the US now. And the best part is that once when you go to the US and come back, you later on trying for visa does not become too much of a problem.
Yes.
So what I mean to say, madam, is that a lot of international exposure is happening. I should say now 60% of my students want to go there. But the only impediment now we have is that it involves a lot of money.
Money, yes.
Because a visa, let's say to US, costs anything from 8 to 10,000 rupees. Air ticket costs almost about 80,000 rupees. Plus, if you're living in a foreign country, you have to have medical insurance as well, and you got to pay for accommodation and pay for your meals as well. But that's not the only thing. You get to earn a lot, and learn a lot. So it compensates more or less, but it is still very exciting for the students. Everyone wants to do it, madam.
And I think abroad they are paid also well.
They
the
are
stipend
paid,
is also good, especially in
also
European
quite,
countries.
Especially European countries, they paid quite well. So I should say they more or less cover each and every rupee that they spend for going and coming back. And the parents are very happy about it.
Yes, exactly. So one more thing, do we provide any kind of assistance to the students if they have a particular destination or a country or a hotel in their mind, and if they want to?
Yeah, correct. Very good question. That suppose if a student says that I have my uncle who runs a hotel in Malaysia and I want to do my internship over there, by all means we can do that. All that he or she has to do is to get a letter of invitation from that hotel, and we do all the documentation and everything. But we send our program of training to that hotel. That our students must get exposure into the front office, into the F&B, housekeeping, and the kitchen as well.
Yes.
So as long as the hotel is fulfilling these criteria, and if it's a good 5-star hotel, 3-star hotel, we are quite okay with it. We are doing all this, madam, for our students to be happy. They wish to learn something new. And if in the process they're learning something new, always welcome.
Okay, thank you, Kulman sir, for discussing all the modalities and all the processes which are involved in international internships. And I hope the students the viewers who are watching this would come to know the importance of the international internships, and must have got a lot of information from this series. So thank you viewers, thank you sir.
Welcome.
And stay tuned for our next series, which will be on placements, another exciting series, and that too from Mr. Kulmohan Singh. So thank you everyone.
Bye-bye.